What's up, you guys? It's your boy Zoobly25, and this is part 2 of Trouble in Marcus Houston Land. Now, the first part of the story was just a little introduction of Marcus moving into our apartment and him not wanting to do the dishes and him getting kicked out. Now, part 2 is going to be me going into detail about what led in to him moving into our apartment. All right, so I'm going to start it like this. So I told Marcus that he can move into our apartment because he was having problems with his mama and his stepdaddy and his brother and sister. And I also told Amber about it. But I'm going to tell you guys how Amber found out about Marcus because she had no idea who the hell Marcus even was. All right, so this is how she found out about Marcus. I was hanging out with Marcus at the apartment one day, and I was on the phone talking to Amber, and I told Amber, I was like, oh yeah, my homeboy came over to visit, to keep me company because I was bored out of my mind. I was having suicidal thoughts. Hey, I'm just keeping it real. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I was depressed because I couldn't do nothing for myself. So I'm just keeping it real with you guys. I'm a regular person. I was out there, like I was going through it. So she was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. She was okay with it, so he talked on the phone with her and everything. And she found out about him because he was helping me do DoorDash. So she was like, so who's the friend that you're going with to do DoorDash with? So she had a phone conversation with him on the phone while me and him was doing DoorDash together because he was actually my legs in the beginning before I learned how to walk on crutches. So he was going into the restaurants doing DoorDash for me, and he was delivering the food to the customers' doorsteps. And I was just sitting in the car and I was getting the orders. I was like, okay, we got to go to Popeyes and pick up an order. And I'll tell them, which Popeyes we go to and which apartment we was going to go to and which house we was going to go to deliver it. So he was helping me out, and I gave him maybe $10 or I just feed him. So that's how she found out about Marcus. So one day he was at the apartment and Amber gets off of work at 6 o'clock. So he was at the apartment chilling and he got tired because, like I said, he works overnight. So he'll just come over to the apartment as soon as he get off of work without getting no sleep or nothing. So he was tired. So he was like, you know what? I'm a little bit tired right now, Charles. I really can't go home. Is it okay if I take a nap? And I was like, well, I have a daughter. Well, London already knew who he was because he was at the apartment chilling with me one day when she came home from school. So I told him, I was like, I got a daughter. I got a soon-to-be wife soon. I said, I really don't want her to see you here. This is supposed to be family time. This is supposed to be our time. And he was like, yeah, I know, but I really don't have the energy to drive home in my car because I'm tired. So I was like, well, I guess you could sleep here, I guess it'll be all right. Maybe she won't mind. So I didn't know how to tell Amber this, hey, my homeboy sleep at our apartment. How the hell do you tell your girlfriend that your homeboy sleep in the apartment when she come home from work? So I didn't know how to say it. I was in a tough situation. So Amber came home from work and she was like, what is this? Who is this? Like it was another female. She was acting like I had a female in the apartment. Like, this is my homeboy. He sleep. He tired. He don't have the energy to drive home. So he's just gonna sleep at the apartment? Really? Really, Charles? After I've been at work all day, you're gonna let him sleep here? And I was like, all right, Amber, I'll wake him up. It's all good. She's like, oh no, he can stay. So you doing all this and then you say, oh, he can stay. I'm just saying, I had a long day at work. I want to come home to my boyfriend. I don't want another dude in my apartment, when I'm coming home from work. And, she was just being extra. So I was like, you know what, Marcus, I think it's time for you to go home. I felt like I was dating him or something. Come on, Amber, this is my homeboy. It was crazy. So he was like, okay, I'll go home. It's all good. I understand. So he went home. And then she was like, so you weren't going to tell me about this? I was like, baby, you acting like I'm cheating on you or something. This is just my friend, like my homeboy. He's been helping me out, do DoorDash. I understand that, but why is he sleeping in our apartment? She was just an extra. I'm like, I knew she was gonna act like this. That's why I didn't know how to tell her, because I know how Amber is. Amber, she wants me all to herself, and I'm supposed to be all hers. I'm her boyfriend. She feels like if I'm spending time with somebody else, even if it's my homeboy or anything, she just feels like she wants that time, and I'm like that too. We're very territorial towards each other, and I think that's what we made for each other. And now that I'm telling the story, she's actually on the way to New Orleans today with her homegirls, and I'm feeling very territorial because I'm feeling like they taking her attention away from me, and that's how she be feeling about me. So that's how she felt about me. She felt like Marcus is taking the attention away from me. That's just how we are. But anyway, let's get back to the story. I don't even know why I said all that. That's irrelevant. But anyway, that's just how it is. So Amber felt some type of way about Marcus sleeping at the apartment, which I knew she was. So let's fast forward. I was telling Amber that, he was having problems at home. He really didn't want to be at home. And she was like, so he's just going to sleep at our apartment? So she would not let that go at all. So fast forward a couple of weeks later, we were in the process of moving into the apartment, which I'm telling this story in right now. We was in the process of moving some of our things out. And our lease was supposed to be up, I believe, in March. Yeah, I think it was in March. I think our lease is going to be up in March. And Marcus said that he wanted his own apartment. And so our options was to sign another 6-month lease. If we sign another 6-month lease, the lease will be up in September. So I told Marcus, I was like, hey, I can sign another 6-month lease. That way you don't have to deal with your mama, your stepdaddy, your brother and sister, because I know that it's like a hellhole in that apartment. In that house that you living in. So I was like, I'll talk to Amber. He said, are you sure Amber's going to be okay with it? Because I don't think she liked me too much. She was tripping when I was sleeping at the apartment. I said, she'll be fine. I'm going to just sit her down. I said, as a matter of fact, all three of us, me, you, and Amber, are all going to sit down and talk about this. I'm sure she'll be okay with it. I'm sure she will. So Amber gets home from work. We all sit down and talk. And Marcus tells her straight up, I really want this apartment. I'm working a full-time job. I really want this apartment. Is it okay if Charles signs a 6-month lease at this apartment, and if I move in with you guys, move into this apartment, and you guys move out of the apartment into your new apartment? Amber was okay with it. She was like, are you sure you're going to be able to handle the rent by yourself? He said, oh, yeah. I work a full-time job. I'm good. I can pay the rent. It's no problem at all. And she was like, well, I was thinking about doing month to month because they didn't have this apartment ready. It was still some things that they had to fix up in the apartment that we live in now. So they didn't have it fully ready, but they were still letting us move some of our things in here, but they were still remodeling the apartment. And so we was telling Marcus that. And then Amber was like, well, we can just do month to month and just live here. But month to month was going to be too expensive. And I was not about to pay month-to-month fees. Like, that's just, no, that's not, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, it was just way too expensive for a month-to-month rate. And if you guys want to know how much it was, I'm going to just be honest with you guys. They wanted us to pay $850 just live in a 1-bedroom apartment. $850. I'm not finna pay no $850 when the rent's supposed to be $600 or something. No. I'm not doing no $800 some dollars for no 1 month. And I told him, I said, I'm not paying that. Plus, you gotta pay the light bill, plus the water bill for a 1-bedroom apartment. Hell to the no. No, I was not doing it. So I talked to Marcus, and Marcus said, we'll just sign a 6-month lease, and I'll take over the rent. And I can just cash out or Zelle you the money, and you can go to the office and pay the rent, because I didn't want Marcus's name on the lease because it wasn't his apartment. Amber was okay with it. I was like, you okay with this, baby? She was like, yeah, I'm okay with it. So we gonna fast forward it. They didn't have the apartment completely ready. It was still some things that they had to fix up in the apartment, and then our lease had been up, so we had no choice but to sign another 6-month lease. It was either that or do month to month, and I wasn't doing month to month. So I went in and signed a 6-month lease at the old apartment because Marcus said that he was gonna take over the lease. and they still didn't have the new apartment ready. So all of us had to live together. So that's how Marcus ended up moving in with us. So Amber laid down the rules because Amber likes the apartment a certain way. She a female, females like the apartment a certain way. I mean, come on. So we had to do a contract. So me and Amber went to the library and we printed out a contract. And I think I still have the contract. If I do, I'm going to show you guys the pictures, the video. I think I still got that contract. Let me check, see if I still got that contract. Yep, I found it. So this was our roommate contract. These were the rules. Please put down the toilet seat after each use. Sleep in your own area of the apartment, because he used to always love sleeping in our bed when we went at home, and Amber couldn't stand that. Do not wear other people's belongings without permission, because he was always wearing my socks and stuff and wearing her socks. Like, why are you wearing female socks, bro? Knock before entering the room. He'll just barge in like, nigga, you need to knock. What the hell? You gonna see something you don't want to see? Please pick up after yourself. We are not maids. And this is the rent portion. But yeah, I think you guys get the idea. When it comes to washing, you have to be responsible to clean up your area. When it comes to laundry, if you do not have laundry soap, we will charge $50 a month to supply your half, which is fair. The maintenance for the apartment. When it comes to things breaking down or need to be fixed, please communicate with both of us. See, we had to put that in bold letters, so one of us can tell the office to let them know the rules. Please always communicate with us so there's no confusion between all three of us. Remember, we are family. So you guys seen all of those rules, right? But me and Amber came up with that just because Amber kept on coming up with rules as she was going, and I kept coming up with rules as I went. So we decided to do a contract. So everything that we wanted Marcus to do was on the contract. Everything except wash the dishes, and that's what he was using against us. And his point for not washing the dishes was that he don't do it at his own house. So why would he do it at our apartment? My thing is, this ain't your house. This is the apartment that you're living in with somebody's girlfriend and somebody's daughter. That's the rules that you need to follow. So we kept arguing and bumping heads. But before me and Marcus started arguing, me and Amber started arguing. And the reason why me and Amber were arguing while Marcus was living with us is because Amber was coming at Marcus the wrong way. You got to come at him a certain way because Marcus is on medication. Like, he was going through a lot. He was on like a lot of crazy medication. And I think, I'm not even going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I got the medication that he was taking out, took pictures, but I'm not going to put him out there like that. But it was like some weird medicine because he had depression. He had severe depression problems, and he had suicidal thoughts. It was something wrong with him. And Marcus' mama told me and Amber that it was something wrong with him. It's like something in his brain that's not functioning well. Like, he really had issues. And I told Amber, I was like, yeah, he's really crazy. It's something wrong with him. He has like a medical problem that, like, it's like a brain problem. And so Amber didn't know how to come at somebody like that. So Amber would just come home from work and she'll be like, Marcus! And just start yelling, why are your shoes on the side of my bed? Why are you sleeping on my side of the bed? Just stuff like that. And I started getting mad at Amber. I told Amber, I said, you got to stop coming at him in that way. Oh, this is my house. I'm not finna be walking on eggshells in my house. So we was just going back and forth. And I said, I understand that this is your apartment. It's my apartment too. And she was like, no, if I can't come in my apartment, if I gotta watch what I say to a certain person in my apartment, then I shouldn't be in my apartment. Maybe you and Marcus should be living together. So it was just like a big old mess. And Marcus didn't like Amber. And I told Amber, I said, Marcus don't like you. I don't care. He ain't gotta like me, but he gonna respect me. He gonna follow our rules. So we just kept arguing back and forth. And the final straw was when we asked him to do the dishes and he said no. That was the final straw. Then he was like, well, that's not in the contract. Okay, I know it's not in the contract. But also, he was eating up London snacks because London was going to school and she likes to have honey buns when she go to school. He was eating her honey buns up. He was eating up my Hostess cupcakes. He was eating up my sugar cookies with the pink and white frosting on them and the sprinkles. Like, come on. Don't touch those cookies. Like, those cookies are my all-time favorite cookies. Don't touch them. And we already told Marcus, hey, I don't share those cookies. I love those cookies way too much. He was eating my Rice Krispie treats. Didn't even pay me back for them or nothing. He did buy me some Hostess cupcakes. I think he bought me like 2 packs of Hostess cupcakes. But you eating up my daughter's honey buns. Like, she need that for school. And Amber had a problem with that. So Amber had went to the store to buy a whole bunch of snacks. And we hid the snacks in the closet. Marcus ended up finding them. And I told Amber, I said, Marcus gonna find those snacks in that closet. I mean, she didn't even hide them good. I mean, as soon as you go in the closet, like the closet was right here on this side. Like, I'm right here and the closet is like right here. As soon as you open up the door to the closet and look to your left, you could see a pile of snacks right there. Like, she didn't even hide the snacks that good. And I told her, I said, hide the snacks under the bed. Oh, I want him to see the snacks in here. He shouldn't be coming in our closet. So if he see the snacks in our closet, that means he coming in our closet. And he saw the snacks because I guess the door to the closet was open and he saw that the snacks right there. Then he ended up eating more of the honey buns. I'm like, you didn't even hide the damn snacks that good, so of course he gonna eat them. So she's like, he gotta go. He gotta go. He gotta go. And the final straw, what really made me kick him out was the day that I went back to work at Raising Cane's. That was the day that we ended up kicking him out. And I'm going to get to that on part 3. So stay tuned for part 3, because part 3 is going to lead up to the fact when we got into a huge argument, me and Marcus, when we got into a huge argument and when he threatened me. But you guys going to see all that in part 3. So stay tuned for part 3. Peace out.